Good morning, YouTubers, RVRebel watchers. Oh my goodness. This is a rare occasion for the area of near Baja, California, and coming off of Mexico on the California coast. Hurricane Hillary is on its way. And you don't be like those other people that say, oh, I'm going to hunker down and stay with the ship. No, you need to move. You don't have much time. I don't know how much time they've been giving you, but all of a sudden, here we are expecting landfall Sunday or Monday, and today is Saturday. So to my friends who are in the desert, remember, you have to be concerned about flash floods. You need to get away from all of the areas where you got to be worried about being washed away, and your van and your RVs. You need to be prepared and get to a ground that is safer, a higher ground, because if you watch the models, some of the models are saying that the storm, when it hits, it may be a storm by time it hits, but before it hits, it's probably going to be just before it hits, if not when it makes landfall. It could be up to a Category 4. This is a big tropical storm. This is a big hurricane. It is much bigger than some of the hurricanes that hit in size, than some of the hurricanes that have hit and done severe damage on the Florida coast or in the Gulf of Mexico. So, like Ian and Charlie, it was just the anniversary of Hurricane Charlie, and I personally was deployed to that hurricane and worked it. And I was in the area of Pine, in Fort Myers. I worked North Fort Myers and Pine Island, Bokeelia Island, Sanibel, and those islands took great destruction. And Ian, last year, look what happened to the whole beach of Fort Myers. And that was bigger than Hurricane Charlie. It took the exact same path Hurricane Charlie took, but it was bigger. Hurricane Charlie could fit in the eye of Hurricane Ian. So taking precautions now before it's too late. The biggest concern for most people inland in Arizona and in Blythe and in going up, and even probably in quartzite areas, is you're gonna get a lot of the bands, the outer bands of the storm, which means flash flooding. So if you're a nomad and you're camped out in the desert, my dear friends that I've camped with many times before that are still there, please move north to someplace high and safe away from the wind. The winds are going to be over 40 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour or so. That's what they're expecting. But the flash floods will be horrible. And you don't want to be in the desert where you have to worry about those flash floods, because you'll wash away. And even in Nevada, they're showing that one of the paths that I'm going to show you here is possibly could go up through Nevada. There has not been a major hurricane make landfall on the Pacific since 1939. 1939. From experience, I've worked numerous hurricanes as a first responder. If you're a nomad and you're camped in your camper, in your van, you want to take precautions and move to a safe locations to the east of the state line of California, Arizona, even up from Yuma. You can see from this map, it shows that Yuma, Blythe need to be on the east side of the state of Arizona. And even possibly you might want to just head to New Mexico, but please, I just, want you to not take this lightly, because even if the storm does not make landfall just above the Baja California or the lower portion of Southern California, and it goes a little bit further up, as it passes, you are going to feel the wrath of the storm. You're going to get the monsoon rainfall, and you're going to get the high winds, and I just cannot say anything more than encourage you to move to safe ground. And you don't have much time to do it, because You know, they're talking Sunday, Monday, landfall. You know, prepare for, you know, flash flooding in your area. And that goes all the way up through Nevada if you look at the picture that I'm going to show you here according to CBS News. So you're in my prayers. I hope that you guys will be all safe. And to my family and friends that are in Nevada and Southern California and in Arizona, I hope that you will be prepared and you know, for this storm. And that includes, you know, going out and getting supplies in case the rains are so bad and for so long, or you get to the point where you can't get out to the store. So I'm not trying to put a scare in you. I'm just telling you what I've seen on the news and from my experience, because, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm just going to hunker down. You know, the people in the Keys, every year they hunker down, and then they get totally devastated, you know. And I had one woman during Hurricane Charlie, 15 minutes before landfall, finally refused to evacuate her trailer. And the trailers take a lot of damage, you know, but refused to evacuate. 15 minutes before landfall, calls up and wants a deputy to come and get her. Well, our deputies were already pulled off the road, because we pull our deputies off the road when the winds hit 40, 45 miles an hour, because it's not safe. It's not safe for them to be out there in their patrol cars. So they get pulled off the road and they're put into a secure location so that as soon as the storm is over and it's safe to go out, the first thing they do is go out and go check everybody's well-being, to, you know, and see what the damage is and check for people who are in need of help. And, you know, at last minute waits, there's not going to be no last minute people to come out and rescue you if you don't listen to the warnings from the government and the cities and the first responders. So please, you know, I just want you to be safe, and hope I'm going to see you in the fall. To my friends that are in the desert in Arizona, in Yuma, Blythe, Quartzsite, people in Nevada and in Southern California near the border. And the place I love to go visit is Algodones. I hope everything's okay and goes well in Algodones and that they're not in danger, because I really look forward to going my trips to Algodones and having my Lupita shrimp tacos. So be safe, and you're in my prayers, and we'll be watching Hurricane Hillary.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. And we'll dance the night away.
Oh, wow. Finally, I got the pool to myself. There's nobody here. It's awesome. It's Wednesday, and it's like 1:30 in the afternoon, and all the weekenders are gone. And I'm going to enjoy it. Well, I got my little speaker on, which I can't play because it's, you know, copyright. But I'm cleaning out my basement. And you know how it is with basements. They can collect a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take my flags and wash them. I've already taken them off. I love my little Milwaukee vacuum. It's perfect for the RV, for the van, for my tight little spaces. This is one of my favorite things that I have. I have two of these, but I only have one with me today. The other one's in my storage locker, and that is to tote water with. And it has a spout on it. I got that at Walmart. Yep. It holds 6 gallons. And this is a spout. I'll show you. So you can pour it right in your RV without a problem. And you can fill it up with fresh water at Walmart. 6 gallons. 49 cents a gallon. I mean, if you had to get water to put in your tank, this way I use it to put clean water in my holding tank, and it has this cap, and I carry that. It's like, doesn't weigh much of anything unless you put water in it. Okay, so 6 gallons times 8.32. Do the math. It's, you know, about 50 pounds or just over 50 pounds. So I used my little tote haircutting kit for Danny. I have a vehicle air inflator pump. And yes, I carry a weed whacker. It's a plug-in weed whacker, so I can plug it in if I have power. And if I don't have power, I can plug it into my inverter to weed whack when people forget to cut. But today they did cut. They left a whole patch because they couldn't get too close because of the firewood and the Starlink. But finally, after almost 2 weeks being here, they cut my grass. And I also carry my hair cutting stool. This here, but it's great in my camper. My friend Daryl, who camped with me several years ago in Florida, he had one of those and he just loved it. It's great in your camper, fits right up, you know, right up with your countertops, and it folds and hides away underneath a seat cover or something. You know, my spray nozzle for my hose. I already showed you my lid for my 5-gallon jug, and I have a Home Depot jug in the back of my van, but I use that one basically to stand up some of my items in the van. There it is, right there. I have some of those long things. Okay, my paddles for my kayak, which is down there in a case, in a rolling suitcase. My cable cutters, my snow brush, because you know my hometown is Chicago. One of my hometowns, Chicago, and then the other one, Florida. But that Home Depot bucket is perfect. You know, I've never even used this, and I keep going to give it every time I go to give it away to somebody. I think, maybe I'll use it. You know, at a campfire, maybe I'll use it. But yeah, and I bungee cord that to the side of the van in one of these holes. One of these many holes. I know it's been doing pretty good. And I even carry, I don't know if I showed you this ever before, but I carry a jack, a floor jack. Yep, under $50, holds 4,000 pounds, and my rig is 4,000 pounds. Well, it's not supposed to be more than 4,000 pounds fully filled. And so this is so that I can jack my tire up on one side at a time, just enough to grease my bearings. It seems though every time I move, I make a mess. So if you recall, the last time I was in here, I had a couple little guys who were stowing away inside, and I was taking some stuff to my storage shed. And I did clean things out, but it gets messy. Taking stuff in and out, moving campsites. So I did buy new chalks because those little ones just didn't do nothing for me. Don't forget, you always need your attachment for your hose. This will attach to the spigot and allow you to hook 2 hoses up to it. You know, you can hook a flush hose and then your hose to put water in your tank. Or if you don't have the flush system on your sewer hoses, you can use it to just have a hose with a sprayer on it in case you want to wash stuff down at your park site. Okay, so you don't forget, you got the dog bone. This is from a regular house outlet to 30 amp, or vice versa. And this one will take it from 50 down to 30. I bought a big case of paper towels. I use a lot of paper towels for a lot of stuff. And so I bought a big case of paper towels. They're very lightweight and saved myself some money. And they're better than just doing the dollar store things. I bought them at Sam's, I think. So, and there's the coffee pot for Lollapalooza that I got online. Yeah, it's, you know, in a box, takes up a lot of room, but that's okay. I got some other stuff in there for Lola. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm cleaning out the basement. Well, this is my first campfire here at O'Connell's. I usually always have a campfire, but this is my first one here because I wasn't going to buy any firewood from these people. But I want to say thank you to Heather and Jerry. Heather and Jerry, my neighbors and friends on Facebook, that I've been friends with for the last couple years. I've been coming to this park. They park here all summer long. They have they keep their camper here seasonally, and they treated me to some firewood because I have an abundance. So they brought me some firewood over. Isn't that nice? Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Jerry, for the firewood. And it's a cool night tonight, so I'm gonna cook up some food on the Blackstone, and I'm listening to some music and gonna have dinner after cleaning out the basement. Have a great day and stay tuned for our next video.